Hey, what's up guys? This is Alex and today we're going to be playing Genshin Impact. We are going to start a new series called Account Optimization where we go on your account and we optimize your account and we give you tips on what you should do next. So if you guys are interested in doing that, post in the comments section below and let us know if you would like to see more of this and if you want us to go on your account. So right now we are over a viewer's account. We will be checking his characters, his weapons, artifacts, and give some tips on what he should do next. This account is currently R53. And he would like to be able to clear floor 12 with 9 stars, which should be fairly easy, I believe. In terms of team comp for this last chamber, I think that it's going to be important that he has a Claymore character in the first team and at least a Geo or another Claymore character in the second team. Based on the character that he has, one of the team comp that you could do. For this chamber specifically, it's not going to matter a whole lot as long as Zhongli and your Diluc is not in the same team, so that way you have a Claymore or like a Geo counter in both teams. So the first team actually has a lot of AoE to deal with for the other previous chambers. So I think that Diluc is probably going to be a good option here. If you can mix him with, let's see here, healers, Barbara and Sucrose is probably going to be useful for him to deal with all the ads. On the last chamber, it's really just about trying to push as fast as possible and deal with the enemies. So these are some of the comms that I would do. I think that something like this is probably what I would go for this chamber, for this floor with the characters that you have leveled up. I'm avoiding Razor mainly because you already have two main DPS. One of them is already a Claymore user. And I'm also avoiding the Traveler even though he's level 70, mainly because I don't think that in terms of elemental reaction he's going to be that great. And also matching your Xiangling with your Sucrose. Sucrose ult is also going to be useful. For the second team, Childe and Fischl is also a great combo. Zhongli is going to help for the Geo shields. And also, have some additional bursts and some shields for your characters as well. Bennet is a great healer. So I think that this would be the comp that I would try to use to beat your floor 12 with 9 stars. So let's go over your characters. For your Bennet, I think that personally I would not be using a Frustrating Desire for Bennet. I mean, it is a decent weapon and it is easy to upgrade to level 90 and everything. I think that a Fav sword or a Sac sword would have been better. But for now, it is fine to use the R5 Frustrating Desire. I just think that Bennet does not really benefit that much from increasing elemental skill damage and elemental skill crit rate, unless you play him more as a DPS role. So that's where I think that the Sac Sword, allowing you some time to use this twice in a row, is going to generate a lot of elemental particles, which is going to help your energy recharge rate more. For his artifacts, I personally really like to run 4-piece Noblesse, and I see that you're already doing this, so I think that's probably the best set you can run on your Bennet. For the stats on the artifacts, there's two things I would change personally. I would not use a attack percentage sense piece. I would use energy recharge instead to increase your energy recharge on your Bennet. The attack percentage from this piece is not actually added to your Bennet ultimate because the Bennet ultimate only calculates your base attack of your character. Base attack is calculated across your leveling up and your weapon. So your base attack is 655 and all the other attacks that you get from your artifacts actually don't count for your Bennet ultimate damage boost. So I would definitely change this piece to a energy recharge piece. And this one I would probably change for an HP piece instead of pyro damage. Again, if you use Bennet as a support, I don't think that this is going to be necessary for him. And for the healing bonus here, this is perfect. So usually for Bennet you want pretty high energy recharge. Yours is at 200%. So it is still pretty good. I think that if you can reach 250, you're going to be golden on this character. Now for Zhongli. Your Zhongli is using a Skyward Spine, which I think it's a good option for him, depending, especially considering the weapons you have. So that's perfect. For his artifacts, you are using 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Archaic Petra, which is also what I personally recommend. If you look at his artifacts, the only thing that I would change personally is I would probably change his sense piece for an HP percentage sense piece, especially coming with the new buff that's coming soonish. Although you have a lot of HPs on that piece, I think that having a main stat HPs for the new buff that's supposed to hit around 1.3, I think that's going to be better for your Zhongli. Your Childe is using a Rust level 90 Refine level 3, so that's very good. No need to change that. Rust is an amazing weapon for Childe. For his artifacts, Childe, you're using 4-piece Heart of Depth, which is excellent for him. Your stats are also very good. The only thing that I would consider changing eventually would be your helm piece. For a crit damage helm piece, if one day you're able to get more crit rate through substats. Right now, most of your crit rate comes from your main stat, from this piece. If one day you're able to replace some of these pieces to have more crit rate on them on the substats, I think that's going to help you a lot. And then you can swap your helm here for crit damage. It's a long-term goal. Your Diluc is also one of your main DPS. He's using an prototype Archaic, which is refined level 3, which is pretty good. For his set, he is using 4 pieces of the Crimson Witch, which is pretty standard. And all of your stats are pretty optimal on this character, in my opinion. One goal that you would have is to try and increase your crit rate a bit higher than this through substats. But again, this is a process that can take a while. You don't need to rush leveling up your characters to level 90 because it does take a lot of books. Their current level is probably fine, and it's totally fine to save some books for future characters or, you know, modifying some of your supports. I think that for your main team comp, personally what I would run with the characters that you have available, Childe, Bennet, Fischl, and possibly Zhongli. It's probably going to be the team that I would run with the characters that you have leveled and geared. You could also decide to swap out Childe for Diluc if you wanted to. Now for the other characters that you could level up and use in your teams, Sucrose, Fischl, and Xiangling are all level 70. They're all characters that will be very good in your teams depending on the artifacts that you give them, and their weapons as well. Their current weapons are all good options. And their artifact sets are also all good options in my opinion. You could be changing some pieces here and there, whether like you want 4-piece Crimson Witch or add 2-piece Wanderer's Troop, but the current setup that you run on Xiangling is fine. The same can apply to your Fischl, which 2-2 is also a good option. You could also do 4-piece Thundering Fury if you wanted to. For Sucrose, 4-piece Resistance is amazing. For her, you would want to try and maximize your elemental mastery as much as possible, because she does have a very nice scaling with that for some of her passive talents. Overall, I personally think that your account is quite on track and in the right direction, and that if you keep investing and making good decisions, you will most likely be able to beat floor 12 with 9 stars very easily. Your talents have been also well invested, and you know, you've been farming the right things and doing the right choices, so just keep it up, dude. One thing that I'm gonna say is that you should probably invest in leveling some of your weapons. Your prototype Grudge or IK or Star Glitter now it's called. Your fragments and, you know, like your Crescent. You have a lot of blue weapons that, you know, are kind of useless. So I mean, you can keep like an R5 version of each, I guess, if you want to. But you should definitely melt them, and you'll still have a lot of crystals just sitting there. So you know, investing those weapons is going to be a good idea. Aside from that, a quick note: you have 14,155 Mora sitting in your inventory that you can actually go turn in at the Liu Bank. And you also have some Geo Sigils and Animo Sigils that you should be turning in from some additional Mora. And you should also finish getting all the Crimson Agate to get your tree to level 12. That's it for this account, guys. If you guys enjoy these type of videos and you would like us to optimize your account next, please post in the comment section. Let us know if you like these videos. Join our Discord to have a chance for us to go on your account next. We also stream every single day. So if you guys are interested in watching the stream, feel free to drop by our channel. We stream on both YouTube, Trovo, and Twitch. Thank you guys for watching.